All right. Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to put this out real quick before heading out. Excuse the background noise. It sounds like everybody else is trying to head out at the same time. But I just wanted to address the little video of the little boy getting beat at school that's been going viral. Had a couple teachers and parents sent it to me, asked me what my thoughts about it was, and I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. From a parent's point, where everybody keeps saying where they think it's a lot and all these other things, I get it where you're coming from, because you're like, well, if this was my child, I would do this, I would do that. But you have to remember, one, this is not your child. And two, looking at it as a teacher, this probably isn't anything brand new. That child has probably been acting a fool for a long time. And I think that parent has gotten tired of it and gotten enough. Because what a lot of you don't understand, if you do have a child who you say never misbehaves or whatever, kids who do that, this ain't their first time. He's not a kindergartner or first grader. He's been in school for some years, and he's probably been doing this for a while. So if that mama has been getting all these calls or getting all these messages and these notes home and these plans and stuff, she's probably tired of him. It could be a bad day for her, and if it was, then yeah, she shouldn't have took it all out on him. But this probably is something that he's been doing for a minute. And me speaking personally as a teacher, I know that when a child starts to aggravate me too much, I'm gonna start aggravating your mama if I feel like she's not doing enough. If I've called and she's like, okay, I'll talk to him, but you come to school and you keep doing the same thing over and over, that talk right there didn't work enough for me. If I sent a note home and I got no response, that didn't do enough for me. So as much as your child aggravates me, I'm gonna start aggravating you. All right, so that parent, that teacher, she probably started calling home every single day, sending notes every single day, and you saying, I'm so tired of hearing from you. Hey, I understand, I'm tired of your child acting up, so what are we gonna do to fix the situation? And so they probably, like I said, they keep calling. And then at a certain point, if I'm calling you and you at work and you get disturbed and you can't get calls at work, now you getting in trouble at work because your child acting up, all right? And then the next step from me having your child, sit out during recess or go to the office, it's time for your child to get suspended. All right, and now your child keeps getting suspended, and so now that parent who may not have a job where they can take off or can take their child to work, now they got to miss days, all right? And now they short on money for their bills or for whatever they want to go buy and things they got to do because their child don't know how to act right, all right? And maybe one or two times, that might upset a parent and they might get over and be like, all right, you need to get yourself together. But if that child keeps getting suspended, then at that point, you mad. You done lost it. You need to show this child and show them an example that they need to stop. All right. Also, it could be a point to where that child's about to get expelled because that child doesn't have the right kind of behavior. All right. And so now that puts that parent in another position, because not only do they have to find them a new school, but they're going to have to find them transportation to that new school. And so now that mama going to have to find a job that's going to let her either be late or try to find a new work schedule or try to find somebody to drop that child off and pick that child up. There's so many other things that come behind it. And that parent at that point is upset and over it. All right. Should the friend have recorded and all that stuff? I think that might be a little too much. But as for the whooping itself and all that, like I said, that parent is probably tired of it. And this is, like I said, probably not the first time it happened. It keeps happening a lot over and over. And they feel like they just needed to do something about it. As a teacher, again, I understand, like, people are like, well, these are my kids, and I see people responding who don't have children and all that stuff. That's fine. But a lot of parents who are responding are not teachers. And so you don't understand how the dynamics of these kids are and how they create these toxic environments. Because if that child is coming to school and acting a fool every single day, and it seems like the mama or the daddy don't care, and that child keeps doing it, you're setting a standard for my class. And now the rest of the kids think, well, I can act a fool too. If he doing it, I can do it. Now you're creating a toxic environment, and now everybody's about to mess up, and you just making me have a horrible, horrible job. All right, especially if this is halfway through a school year. I don't want to be miserable every single day because your child acts a fool. You know what I mean? And so you're creating a bad environment for the other kids. You're disrupting learning time. It's so many factors that come into it for the teacher versus it just being your one child. You can say that the kids may act a certain way at home. That don't mean that's how they act at school. A lot of kids, especially when they hit 10, 11 years old, they start to get their own personalities and things like that. And how they act at home versus how they act at school be totally different. All right, they come so you don't see the full thing of it sometimes, and you might think your child is this sweet angel, and they could be, especially if like they're an only child and they ain't got nobody to really talk to at home. But when they come to school and they see all these other kids, they act a fool. And again, that parent may be tired of hearing about that and trying to address it with that child, and now that child is just at school embarrassing them. All right, they acting the fool. The school thinks that parent don't know how to parent. They keep getting all these notes, all these calls. They tired of it. She tired of it. She snapped. And again, I think sometimes certain things have to happen. Again, do I think that is the best situation? I don't. But I don't think that is the best situation that child had to get that parent there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's a very first call. This is what I came to do. This is something that seems to be happening over and over. And that's from my teaching lens. I feel like, this is a behavior that he has had for a consistent amount of time, and that mom is tired of it. Again, do I think that she should have had it filmed and put out? Probably not. Do I think that she should have used the language that she used? Probably not. But him getting in trouble, him getting disciplined and understanding that he can't continue to do this, do I think that's a problem? I don't. I think that it served its purpose in that time. I think that it helped to let that child know that she's tired of it, she's done. And I don't know. It's just my personal opinion as a teacher and looking at what the situation looks like. I don't think that everybody should just go out and beat their kids and do all these things. I think some kids can be talked to. I never got whooped growing up because I listened, I never got in trouble like that. We didn't have to get whoopings because I did what my mom said. However, I have cousins and stuff like that who had to get beat because they didn't listen. They can get the same instructions that we got. It just because I got it and I understood it doesn't mean that my cousin, he listened and got the same thing. No. So sometimes people are disciplined and dealt with in different type of ways. Everybody is not the same. Just like you say that that we shouldn't have standardized testing and standardized learning, I agree. We also don't have standardized discipline because people learn and see things in different ways. That's just my honest opinion about it. But I think all of this is open room for open conversation. So I would love to know and hear what other people have to think as well. So like always, please give me your comments. I would love to read them, love to comment back with you. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Time to go to work.